Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to Alt-tabbing out of the game to make sure that the button says stop recording and the mic/auxiliary is moving when I talk. Welcome back to World of Horror. Hopefully we can resume some sort of normalcy, some semblance of not insanity. I still have, listen, I'm still recovering from watching Stalked by My Mother. It is an absolute banger of a movie, and because of that, The Curse, the episode took an additional, 7-8 hours to upload. I'm not entirely sure when it uploaded, but, it took, an additional 8 hours to upload, and I'm sorry about that. Hopefully this run is a lot shorter, so that, it actually releases on time, which... I don't mind doing longer episodes. It's just that when I'm uploading, I can't really use the internet, okay? And I like the internet. And so it's not really a big deal with something like, Second Enemy and Second Mystery. But it is a big deal in the semblance of... I want to do something on the internet, right? To be fair, there's quite a few days where I go, basically the entire day without using the internet, right? However, there are some times when I do need to use the internet, and I would appreciate if I was able to use it, which normally I can, because these videos, they upload, they'll upload for about, 12 to 15 hours, and I get them uploading before I go to bed. So when I wake up, it's about it's basically a 3 or 4 hour period before I can use the internet, depending on how late I stay up doing these, of course. But, it's basically a 3 or 4 hour period where I can't do anything online. And then, I can do text stuff, right? But here's the thing, it's slow. It's really slow to do text stuff. And it's very, inconvenient as well, because you'll send a message on Discord and then it will actually process, or you'll send a message on Skype and it will process, or you'll try to send a text message and it'll process, right? And then we lose the game because we spent an absurd amount of doom getting a compass. But right, it really just do be when you text someone, it's instant. Okay, that's the wrong button, I swear to God. We're gonna die, by the way, unless this is memory extract, it's absorb. Oh dear God, please no. So, incredibly precarious. I made a horrible mistake in getting confused with which... Come on, man, just get it over with. Come on, man. Come on, Jack. But, no. So... It's a pain in the butt to basically type a text message and then wait 3 or 4 minutes for it to send. Just a regular text message, whether it be through Skype, Discord, whatever. Okay, so one of the benefits of this is what we have right here, which is 12 damage right off the bat, which is nice. I'm not gonna complain about that. I will complain about that, but not right now. So we can do 60... Listen, are you feeling lucky, punk? He's not feeling lucky. He's not feeling lucky. I'm trying to think of, the thing that makes me, slightly upset about Catchphrases, the British TV show, is that when you're watching it, it makes so much sense, and you can, guess it very quickly. But when you're actually, thinking about it in hindsight, you can't really remember any of the catchphrases. It's true, right? I'm trying to think, I have watched, probably in the past, 5 days, I've probably watched about 7 or 8 episodes of Catchphrases. And honestly... The only one that I can remember is it's Mr. Chips standing in the... It's Mr. Chips standing in the open, like just in the open outdoors with like I was gonna say concrete wall, but with like a brick wall behind him, and the camera pans down and zooms in to underneath his nose, and then it goes up his nostril, and then it is a superhero made of boogers. And the answer to that was the Bogeyman. Not the Boogeyman, the Bogeyman, you know, like a bogey or whatever. That's the only one that I really remember. There are some other ones. Like, I can see the little video barely, right? Like, just as a hazy memory that I can, like barely recall. Just, like, vaguely. Like, there was one with water bottles in a classroom, or verbs and nouns dancing and playing outside of a grammar school, right? Like, and I just, at the time you get it, but it's just so hazy in the back of your mind, because it's just, you've seen so much of them. And what's even worse for someone like me, who, like, you know, I like to look at the details in things, the fact that they reuse models and they reuse, like, sets, because it's all animated, right, and, like, 3D modeling, and so they have, like, a set of 3D models and 3D environments that they use for everything. And so I've watched enough of the episodes to where they're reusing you notice the same character models over and over again, but, and I mean, Mr. Chips is just downright iconic, like, let's be real. But, you know, you look at it, and there's this house, and you've seen that house before, and you're like, oh, this house was that catchphrase. And then it's just something completely different. You feel betrayed. You feel angry. You feel malice building up in your scalpel, and you want to burn books. Oh yeah, no, there was this, I remember another one now. There was a woman named Paige, and she had her own catchphrase. And so it was a mini version of her, and she was turning a page of a book. And I think the answer was Paige Turner for like 300 pounds or something like that. I can't remember. But, oh yeah, and then there was this guy named Tim, in the celebrity version, the celebrities get their own catchphrases, right? And so I cannot believe I don't know his name, okay? I just know what they introduce them as on the chase, right? Like, you've got the Beast, you've got the Governess, you got the Vixen, you've got the Cinnamon. Well, actually, I remember the Cinnaman's name, Paul Cinna, right? Like, that's why he's called the Cinnaman, because his name is Paul Cinna. I remember that. But it was like the Dark Destroyer, or as one of my family members calls him, Grumpy. But the Dark Destroyer, he was on catchphrases, and he got his own catchphrase because all the celebrities do. And the catchphrase, so the show that he's on is called The Chase, and so it was him on the set of The Chase, and it was a bunch of geese, or, you know, goose, running around in a circle as the host of The Chase, Bradley, chased after the geese or the goose or whatever, right? And everyone was just staring at it for like 15 seconds, and nobody could get it. And the host of Catchphrase was just like, how is I don't understand. And somebody guessed The Chase. And then somebody guessed Chase Goose, I think, and then finally one of the other people got Wild Goose Chase. But it's a silly show and I like it. But as far as TV goes, I haven't watched the TV in like 8 years. Okay, I have not sat down to watch TV. Okay, that's not true. I've watched cable news in like the last 4 years. Like 2018, 2019. but we're just gonna do this because it doesn't matter if we brace or not. I'm not even gonna think about it. No thinky. Just smash. Was that our second enemy, Cultist Hunter? I think it was. Or was that our first enemy? No, it wasn't. Okay, so Cultist Hunter A, and this one right here, which was Freaky Feature. So Cultist Hunter A and Freaky Feature is what it is that we do here. But yeah, just like, I haven't watched, like, I've watched cable news in the past 4 years, alright? Let's just be real with that. However, like, actually, like, watching television, I haven't done that in, like, 6 to 8 years, and that's no... I finally found out what no cap means, by the way. It's short for no kappa, which kappa is a Twitch emote, not the mythical creature Kappa. Kappa is a Twitch emote that basically means sarcasm. So no cap means no kappa, and kappa means sarcasm. So yeah, that. So yeah, that's that. We've solved the mystery on that one. I figured it out. Your boy has figured it out. But yeah, so 90% chance to hit and we're good. Thanks for that. Now, thankfully, flies closer is the warning that he's gonna burn you. So we didn't get burned, but we're not happy with 30% Doom second mystery, honestly. I'll be real with you, we're not happy with that. We would like the Doom to be lower. 13% lower, particularly, or, you know, maybe 9% lower. But yeah, so I've been watching TV for because here's the thing, man, I just always did YouTube, right? Like, I didn't even do that much at Netflix, right? Like, Netflix, I watched, like, Making a Murderer season 1 and 2, and then I watched Daredevil. And that was that, right? Like, I can't really think, like, was there anything else on Netflix that I really got into? Like, obviously some random movies every now and again, but, like, you know, I was just always, like, if I wanted to watch a TV show, it was either Gordon Ramsay, which, now, admittedly, in the past, the YouTube uploads were not official, but now they are. A lot of the Gordon Ramsay stuff is up for free on YouTube on the official channels, so you can get your fix there, and that's like it's all official. Like, they're the verified channel, so I would assume it's official. But yeah, you know, like you'd watch Gordon Ramsay on YouTube. You'd watch. I rewatch Buffy the Vampire Slayer every now and again, and I rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender every now and again. Like, you know, maybe like once every few years for both of them. They're both great, and I always love rewatching them. But I'm just thinking, like, I can't really, like, I was never really big into TV. You know, I was always into YouTube. I was always into, like, watching YouTube videos. And admittedly, you know, this is dating myself here, but I would rather watch something like, oh god, this is dating myself. Oh no. I would rather, like, back in the day, watch, like, you know, this is, oh boy. Yeah, oh god, I feel like an ancient statue, but, you know, I would watch some of, like, the early Yogscast stuff, or, like, the early PewDiePie, or, like, the early Markiplier, those sorts of things. And then I would watch, like, the, you know, Equals 3 was really big back then, that was a lot of fun. And then there was, I really liked the early Yogscast stuff, like when they were doing the Minecraft adventures. And then, like I did like the original Minecraft adventure, but the modded Minecraft adventures were really good too. Like when they were making the factories and stuff, that was really fun. Although that was way later though. Like that's not early YouTube level stuff, but you know, you basically had your whatchamacallits. When it came to like early YouTube, you had what was it? It was the thing that eventually became Rocket Jump, right? Where it was like the super, like, really impressive visual effects. You would look forward to those, you would look forward to, like, the equals 3 upload, because, like, it was genuinely fun, like, seeing the viral videos on equals 3, and the host was really, the host Ray was really fun too, right? Like, I don't know what he's doing now, because, you know, I kind of fell out of that stuff, like, a long time ago, but at the time, it was a lot of fun, and you got to see, like, a bunch of viral videos and whatever, because you didn't have, like, you know, at least me, you know, I didn't have, like, groups that would, like, share viral videos, so, like, I really got into them through something like that. But, you know, you enjoyed those, you enjoyed some of the early Smosh stuff, which, in hindsight, the Smosh stuff, you know, it was entertaining, but it was, like, one of those things that you probably shouldn't have been watching as a kid. And so those were a lot of fun. Like, the Amnesia stuff was great, man. Like, when everybody was playing Amnesia, that was, oh boy. That stuff was fun, man. It was more pure. You know, like, and that's a little weird of a thing to say, but it was just, like, I'm nostalgic for it, honestly. Oh, man, like, I'm just thinking about all the old stuff I used to watch. And I was always more into that than I was into TV, which is a generational thing. But it's also just, like, it was always more fun for me. Because you just got more of a variety, and, like, it was unpredictable, too. Like, you really never knew what was gonna happen. But it was interesting. It was interesting, I'll just say that. And, you know, nowadays, everything's a little bit different. And that's fine. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with what we have now. But it's just, I don't know, man. There was just something authentic about that, like, the Fraps logo, or the unregistered Hypercam 2. That was, oh man, those. Oh, when you saw unregistered Hypercam 2 on Modern Warfare, you knew something was going down. And you want to know what's crazy to me? Is just thinking back, like, you know, people used to use, like, all these memes unironically, right? Like, you know, the Navy SEALs copy pasta was legitimately used to, like, scare people at one point. Like, I don't know if you could believe that, but, you know, you would go up against somebody in, like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2, and if you basically kicked their rear ends in the game, you might get a message of them reading off the copy pasta. And it's just like, you know, when you heard it for the first time, it was actually kind of concerning, to be honest with you. You didn't understand what was happening. But then, when you kind of realized, like, everybody had their first, right, like, gotcha moment, where they were like, wait a minute. You know, everybody's been like, I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, I think everybody at some point has been internet scammed, and everybody at some point has fallen for, like, a stupid internet threat. You know what I mean? Right, like, I remember, like, your boy has been scammed before. But the thing is, back in the day, you know, being, like, scammed wasn't, like, the way that I was scammed was in Team Fortress 2, somebody used, when Dota 2 was in beta, somebody used the Juggernaut cape cosmetic item to say that it was a new Team Fortress 2 cosmetic item, and they got my hat for it, right? Like, I traded them a hat that I crafted. And then once I learned, and I kinda, we're gonna do a little cheese here, admittedly, right? I do apologize, but we're gonna do the cheese. Yeah, we'll do an 85% chance. That sounds fun. Nice. But yeah, you know, it's like everybody's been scammed at some point, but the scams that we've got nowadays, they're, like, super sophisticated. You know, you have people spoofing, like, Google emails and addresses so that you receive an email from Google, and then once you, like, enter their chat, it's still an official Google website, but then once they get you to enter in the form, that's when they, like, get you to delete your channel or whatever. And I mean, it's just like, that stuff's crazy. You didn't, I mean, you kinda did, but it wasn't as sophisticated and as layered as it was, right? Because when you learned about scams, it was like, oh, you know, don't click on an email link from somebody you don't know, or, oh, never give your password to somebody. But, you know, it's just, it's crazy what we got nowadays. And it's a little bit of a cop-out to just say that it's crazy, but one, I'm trying to focus on playing a game here, and two, it is. Like, there's not much more than I can say. Other than there was somebody who, what was it? Like, I mean, I've received, right, like, here's the crazy thing about it, and this is kind of jumping back and forth between topics, but I was the recipient of multiple unironic Navy SEALs copy pastas, and the first time I saw it, you know, I was a bit younger, and when I first saw it, it made me a little bit nervous, I'll be honest. But then, like a week later, when some random person who was completely different, and basically they sent the same message, I was like, hey, wait a minute, this is the exact same thing that the other guy said. Are they both confirmed Navy SEALs with 300 kills? That's a little bit weird. That's also very specific. And then I looked it up, and I found out that it was like a joke, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's crazy. And people used to, like, that's the crazy thing. Like, if somebody sent you that now, you would laugh it off because it's insane. And it's obviously a joke, and we all kind of, like, are in that internet ecosystem that you see something like that and you immediately recognize it as unserious. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. But yeah, you get stuff like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, the internet has changed so much from when I was younger. And in a lot of ways, you could probably say that it's changed for the better. But in other ways, it's changed for, well, I mean, I would say that for the most part, it's probably changed for the better. Because, I mean, just the scale of it has gotten a lot bigger. And there's a lot more things that you can do on it now. But there was a charming simplicity of how it used to be. My biggest regret of, like, the old internet was not playing Fusion Fall. I found out about that recently, and I was like, what, dude? No way. Like, I knew about Toontown, but I never played Toontown. I played Neopets. Neopets was cool. I had, what did I have? If I saw it, I would be able to tell you what Neopet that I had. But I don't remember its name off the top of my head. But it was like one of those, it was like one of those dolphin things, I think. But I can't exactly, I had two of them. One of them died. Or whatever happens to a Neopet when you neglect it. But then the second one that I had was the dolphin. And so, yeah, we can still do this, which is very nice. The scalpel is a half-decent weapon. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bad, and goddamn, computers are heavy. But let's see, what else could I talk about? Recently, I discovered a couple of different artists, like musicians. I never really got into, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like electronic or like electronica or something. It's very like high energy. It's got a lot of like high energy, fast paced beats. It's very like energizing, I guess you could say. Like, if I were to describe a song genre poorly, I would basically say it's a battery being overcharged. That's what I would describe this genre as. But I encountered a couple of new ones that I really like. There's YUCE, like, but it's not I don't know how to pronounce it, alright, which is why I can't give you the proper name, and I'm not gonna try because it's probably disrespectful, but if you look up, it's a great song. Hold on, branch snapping behind you. What? Who's this guy again? Is this the cult delinquent? Yeah, he's the cult delinquent. I had to double check. If you go to, let's see, YUCE Macaroon. That should get you there. Macaroon Moon. That is a certified banger. All right, that's a really good one. And then there is Lapix Synergy. That's also very good. I really like that one as well. So I bought a couple of albums, and both of them I bought a couple of albums from Lapix, and then I bought a couple of albums from YUCE. Both were very good. I like, here's the thing, which kind of blew my mind, is I found out that people buy albums for just, like, a song. And that kind of, like, right, like, they'll buy an album for, like, a song or a couple of songs, right? Like, what I do is I went onto the iTunes store, right? And then I listened to the previews of, like, 6 of the songs. And then I was like, hey, these songs bang, right? Like, these are certified knee slappers. And so I bought the album because I liked most of the songs. And I haven't listened to all of them yet, obviously. There's like 17 songs in the album that I bought recently, but you know, it was $13, 17 songs. I listened to about 6 or 7 of them, and I liked them. Oh, thank God we have the forest note. I was scared for a second there. And you know, I liked about 6 or 7 of the songs, and so, you know, they're like $1 individually. Might as well get the $12 album. It's no big deal. And hey, you know, it's just like, it's good music. I enjoy it. It's not a genre that I typically listen to. But I like it. I do. It's a enjoyable listen. Very high energy. So that's about it. That's about it with me. You know, I'm trying to think like, oh, you know, I could talk about other things, but not really. I can't really think of anything in particular. I am still trying to set up a Mafia game, but it doesn't look like there was that much interest in it. So I'm still gonna try, still gonna shop around, see if people are interested in it, but I don't know. I was thinking of actually making, like, right, I just accidentally kicked the cupboard door, right? Because I've explained this before, but again, I don't have any expectations or, like, I don't expect people to watch all of the episodes. That would be crazy. But I've said it before, but I'm basically in, like, a cupboard, right? Like, there's this small cupboard with a small table, laptops on the table, microphone and microphone stand is on a pull-out, like, keyboard tray, and then audio deck and cables are stacked on top of milk cartons. Yeah. Dozens of milk cartons. And so, you know, it's like, you get to, yeah, we'll take a ride. 70% Doom's a little scary. We should have got the monument up, to be honest with you. We could fail. Well, we could actually lose because I didn't, well, we could actually for sure lose because I didn't get the monument up. That's a mistake that I made, to be honest with you. But we'll just do this. We'll take, we'll take a couple stamina damage, see where we are, and then, you know, just win. How's that for a freaking fight? I don't know. We've been without for so long. What is this one? Hooks and nets. Okay, so we need to discard 2 items. Yeah, well, we can do that, I think. Yeah, for the torch. We have a light source check as well, so this is a good idea. But yeah, it's like, I'm in this little... I'm in this little cubby hole, so if I move slightly, the knee bashes into the door, which, you know, that's just the cost of doing business, I suppose. But let's see here. We do need the Doom reduction, so we should be able to survive because we do have the negative modifier. Okay, that's bad. We win though. We're good. We're good. We remember Cultist Hunter A and oh god. Okay, let me pump the brakes on the statement saying we win. Just for but a moment, and then we will so we're gonna probably go down to desperation range, admittedly, because we need to be able to, you know, kill it. And we need to be able to kill it now. That'd do 12. That's not good enough. I'm not really happy about this, so can I throw the compass? Yes, I can. Does that do anything for us? Not really. Is there any way... Well, I guess we'll just absorb, I guess, and then go back to the ye olde brace for impact. Just to kind of guarantee that this kind of goes a little bit more smoothly than we would like it to. I'm gonna click carefully here because we need to actually, like, make sure that we don't mess that up there and then fight the boss and then die. And then keel over and die. I don't know if we have the charisma check. Honestly, I wasn't really paying attention. But none of these things matter at all. So we'll just go ahead and take charisma, and we'll go ahead and take quick thinking. Why not? And we'll see what happens. We've got 8 strength, 8 knowledge, 8 charisma. The only check that we're not going to pass is going to be the dexterity one. We even have a light source, so we don't have to worry about that. So no charisma, no dexterity, so we're good either way. But yeah, so it's like yeah, that's we've basically talked about everything. The feeling of getting all the anecdotes out of the way at a reasonable time. Oh yeah, no. Okay, so what I was thinking of, right? I was thinking of creating a Discord server purely for the idea of playing Mafia, so that I wouldn't have to worry about, like, you know, because right now I'm hosting the Mafia game on the Among Us, like, private channel, which it has more than enough people, admittedly, but none of them are, you know, none, like, I wouldn't say none of them. We got half of the people we need, alright? That's good. So, like, that, I don't want to, like, sound, you know, like, ungrateful or anything like that. We got half the people we need. I'm very happy about that. But it is like, I'm kind of thinking like, well, I have a bunch of people that I could invite, but I don't know, right? Because it's sort of like a private server designed for the sole purpose of playing Among Us. And I feel like that I should maybe make a different server for the sole purpose of playing Mafia, and then I could just invite literally everybody, because then, like, it's not a private Among Us server for, like, Twitch streamers who want to play Among Us on Twitch, right? Because you have to kind of have, like, when people are streaming, you kind of have to have this sort of, like, not necessarily like a filter, but you have to sort of have this, like, vouch, right? Like, if somebody, like, you can't just be like, hey, everybody join this server, we'll play Mafia, right? When people are streaming, you gotta kind of have, like, you know, this person vouches for this person, and they got vouched for by that, right? Like, you gotta have, like, the chain. You've gotta have the vouch chain, right? And so, I think that it would be more conductive if it was its own server. And also, another very valid reason, and probably a more valid reason, admittedly, is that I could put bots on that server to handle things automatically. Like the actual gameplay of Mafia, because there's like a bunch of Discord Mafia bots that you can get. But anyways, my name's Webweaver, and I will see you on the next episode of Worlds of Horror. And if you've made it to this far in the video, I have a question for you, for all the UK viewers here. Because I am currently in the UK, so that means that YouTube will be recommending these videos to UK audiences more than they normally would. If you could tell me about Coronation Street, specifically the current story arc with the pyromaniac little girl, I would be very appreciative, because my family members won't explain it to me, because you wouldn't be interested in our soaps, etc., etc. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode of World of Horror. Thanks for stopping by. Stay safe out there. And please, for the love of God, oh, it's a 35-minute video. It should be fine. It'll upload in time.